my god, just hit that subscribe button.
Put that thing on me. Know your loving come plenty. With your big body. Yeah. Tropical taste.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Raenelle-Lee. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Oh my god, just hit that subscribe button. If you are accustomed to my channel, thank you for sticking around with me and thank you for your support. Today's video is going to be about a few hacks that will help you get first class honors if you're in the University of the West Indies, or if you're in any other university, whatever your equivalent to first class honors, which is at the highest rank. You know, these tips might be able to help you. Obviously, I went to the University of the West Indies, so my tips are kind of based around that system. So first things first, in order to get first class honors in the University of the West Indies, you have to get 3.60 GPA and up. Now the confusion with this is that there are two different types of GPAs. There is your degree GPA and your cumulative GPA. While I was at UWI, my first year or my first semester, I was kind of confused about which GPA, like I didn't understand like the difference, and I didn't really, so I went to one of my lecturers. Basically, your degree GPA is what they actually use to give you first class honors. So you need to get 3.60 and up in your degree GPA. The degree GPA, it starts counting from your second year of UWI. So the first year, a lot of people are still figuring out if this is what they want to do. They haven't declared their major, their minor, they are still confused. So UWI is actually so nice that they gave us like an entire year to figure out our confused lives. So your degree GPA starts to come in second and third year. That is my first tip for you. You just need to get 3.60 GPA, degree GPA. So you might want to know, okay, well, how do I get a 3.60 GPA? Like,
Raenelle-Lee, come on, give me some tips. I'm gonna get up.
so my first tip is you should not take advice from everybody. Try to get your own experiences, develop what you like. Don't because sometimes, like for example, I wanted to do a course called music therapy. If you don't know, I want to be a music therapist. And a lot of my classmates were like, it's so much reading, it's so hard, blah 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 blah. And if I listened to them, I would not have obviously done music therapy, but I had a mind of my own. I went in, did music therapy, I got an A, and now I want to further music therapy. So get your own experiences, develop your own experiences. The other thing that I would say is that GPA, now obviously your GPA is very important. If you get 3.60 GPA, that is your first class honors there. But my thing is, some of us spend too much time obsessing over our GPA, and it would be very much less stressful if you don't focus on your GPA and you focus on just getting work done. If it is you are very obsessive over your GPA and every minute you're checking your GPA, it becomes very stressful and it can throw you off. So don't think about the figures, don't think about your GPA figures, just think about you wanting to do good and you wanting to excel. Keep your eyes on that and go for it, and try not to just like get too caught up, or like just do what you have to do and you would get at 3.60 GPA. The thing you want to do is build relationships, and when I say build relationships, I don't mean build relationships with a boy that you like. It's not like that, or a girl that you like. It's more like build friendships and build relationships with your lecturers. One of the main things for me is that I had a great relationship with most of my lecturers, if not all of my lecturers. So if I ever had like a problem, I could go to them. Now I also build relationships with people in class. I went in with people that I already knew, but I feel like, okay, so I was saying, we already have our group, thing, but it wasn't like that. Like, we actually made friends, and a lot of the person, like if I missed a class or whatever, some of the people that actually told me what was going on in class were people outside of that, the group that we came in with. So it's really good to develop friendships. Don't go in with your friends and think, well, that's it, and you're just there with your group. I was there with my group, yes, but I also made like a lot of new friendships, and they kind of like pulled me with them, and like as a class we came together and really pulled each other, and gave advice, help each other wherever it was needed. I'm going there thinking, well, I am Miss Independent, I don't need nobody. Guess what you do? So I would say build relationships with people who were in the system, who are in the system, and of course your lecturers. It is so important to build relationships with your lecturers. I don't know what I would have done if I did not build relationship with lecturers. Some people will be like, oh, this teacher is this teacher will fail you, blah blah blah. I didn't care about all that. I just want to build my relationship with my lecturers, so I know if I needed the help, I could go to them. My other tip is to have a plan. A lot of us go into UWI and we don't know why we're there, we don't know why we are doing this degree. If it is you are in a degree where you are just doing it because your mom told you to do it, or society is telling you to do it, chances are you're not going to get a first class honors because you really don't want to be there. So my thing is to have a plan. When you're choosing your major Or if you're in your first year right now and you haven't declared your major yet and you have that opportunity to switch, you need to really ask yourself a few questions. Why am I doing this degree? How will this degree benefit me? And also have plans for after the degree. Next thing that you want to do is definitely have a learning method. So put a link in the description to a quiz that you could do to kind of find out your learning style and which one is best suited for you. So for example, some people need to be in a class and see what the lecturer is saying, and some people go in class and they want to hear what the lecturer is saying. Some people don't like to go to class at all. That was me. I didn't like to go to classes, but I knew what worked for me. So I would go in class and I would try to take as much as I could from the class, but I know that ultimately I needed to go home and do my own research. So that was my method of learning or understanding, is going home, doing my own work and writing every single thing. Like, I was a writer. This one that I would want to say is that based on my experience, procrastination is like the main thing affecting students. But the thing about it is, I want to just like go away and shift away from that whole thing about my procrastination, because there are actually people who do work in like 2 days or some hours before the assignment and they get it done almost perfectly. I think at the end of the day, and I know if any of my lecturers are looking at this and be like, you really don't tell them to procrastinate, but I really think that it is based on the person itself. Like, some people work so well under pressure, and some people like myself, they need time to spread out their work. So like, for me, I know that under stress I am just going to crumble. So I knew what I wanted, so I would spread out my work and do assignments in advance and whatever. So it's like, you need to know yourself, you need to know the assignment, and you need to know what would work best for you. Like, you have to be alert in classes. Lecturers, like I tell you, when I'm in a class, depending on the class, I just watch a lecturer straight in the eye and just like literally try to like leech on everything that they see and sponge. Like, I remember this course called Steel Pan Techniques, and it was a conducting class, and I would watch my lecturer in, like, I would see him down like every single thing, and I would write it down, because it's a practical course and I know when I leave and I go home, I'm probably going to forget everything that happened in class. So you have to know the courses and like how it is you really need to be. So be alert. Like, sometimes lecturers say certain things and you don't even take that on, and you don't know that that is the same thing that when I'm coming the exam and it's going to be worth 30 marks. My final tip for you guys is to pray. I do not have to elaborate. If you know what that is, you know what that is. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Pray. So that is my tip for today. I hope that it will help somebody out there, hopefully, and I will see you guys in my next video. So bye.
You be the number one calling, yeah. Give her love until I'm on it.